Okay. We're coming with some more unfortunate news in regards to the Palisades fires just raging on in California right now. Unfortunately, it has been found that two people have lost their lives in this horrific wildfire that's raging. And what's really disturbing, as far as everything that's been going on in the past 4 or 5 months to the last year or so, not really wanting to mix and mingle stories, but we go from the Dior bags to the drones, back to the Dior bags. Then you get the video on TikTok of a guy in his backyard using his flashlight looking up in the trees, only to see like humongous tree branches being just snapped like twigs. Then you have the Pentagon making a statement saying, well, we don't know what these drones are, where they came from, what they're doing, but they're not nefarious, which in itself sounded really odd and off putting. And then this tragedy that's going on right now with the Palisades fires out in California, the wildfires. And California has had wildfires before, and they have raged pretty badly before. But let's just step back and think a minute. Now, the government claims it don't know what these drones are, and then you have other stories coming out saying that, well, yeah, they belong to us, and we have drones too, but yet they were sending our drones up to monitor these things in the sky that they couldn't explain, didn't know where they came from. They say, oh, they're not from other countries, they're not from our enemies abroad. Well, if you don't know what they are, how do you know they're not from our enemies abroad? Unless you do know more than what you're telling us. Which brings me to this wildfire. And even maybe the wildfires of the past, maybe none of them have been an accident. None of them have been naturally occurring situations. And as a result, you have people having to flee their homes, their whole lives being destroyed, and you have people losing their lives, and these things flying around in the sky. Yes, I'm going to stitch them all together right quick. How do we know that they're not connected? These so-called things that people were reporting coming from the ocean. So these things that nobody and as far as the government officials don't know what they are, who they belong to, then how do we know that these things are not what caused this wildfire? Now, see, they want to tell us, we can't tell you guys everything because we don't want to cause a mass panic. But see, in your mind, you view, okay, a mass panic will create so many more casualties because this and that and this and that. You're guessing that the people of the world, specifically here in the United States, you're guessing we don't have discernment to know, to be able to think clearly of what's going on. Because if we had the information, we could prepare better. But since we don't, then any situation to where these things that are flying around that you can't explain what they are, if they decided to started causing wildfires and things of that nature, well, then you would have situations like this. And now, as the reports were coming out yesterday, there are wind gusts that were like up to like 100 miles an hour. You add that, the oxidation, I don't even know how they say that, oxidation of the fire, Makes the fire that much more potent. That's that backdraft. Oxidation. That's the word. I could never spit that out right. 2 dead and more than 1,000 homes, businesses, other buildings destroyed in LA County fires. More than 1,000 homes, businesses, and other buildings have burned, and at least 2 people are dead in wildfires burning across LA County, making this one of the most destructive firestorms to hit the region in memory. Are we sure that these things flying around in the air are not? We can eliminate the wildfires of the past. Let's just talk about this one. Are we sure they're not responsible for this one? Okay, let's. This is horrible. What's going on now? There's a clip of some other destruction. It's, and you have elderly people there that are wheelchair ridden. I sincerely hope that there is a plan put in place that for emergencies like this, something that's just so catastrophic and just like sweeping through that the elderly and people who can't fend for themselves. I hope there's a plan in place, because I'm sure there's senior citizen homes, and a lot of them are, a lot of people are bedridden. A lot of people are on wheelchairs. I just hope they are able to get help. Firefighters battled multiple blazes overnight as whipping winds with gusts up to 100 miles an hour fueled 3 major wildfires. So now they're dealing with 3 at the same time. Burned more than 5,000 acres and numerous homes, businesses, and landmarks in Pacific Palisades and westward along Pacific Coast Highway toward Malibu. Burned more than 2,200 acres and many structures in Altadena and Pasadena. Man, this is some crazy business. Just look. This is something out of a horror flick, tell you the truth. Look at that. More than 1,000 homes, businesses, and other buildings have burned, and at least 2 people are dead in wildfires scorching communities across LA County, making this one of the most destructive firestorms to hit the region in memory. Yeah, this is in Pacific Palisades. The Palisades fire had charred more than 5,000 acres as of Wednesday morning, burning down to Pacific Coast Highway, where it engulfed homes along the iconic stretch. About 1,000 structures, including many homes, have been destroyed in the fire, Los Angeles County Fire Chief Anthony Marone said during a news conference Wednesday morning. So it's still, this is still going on right now. Look at this. This what is it? The Getty Villa? Yo, this ain't no joke. And it just, for years people would accuse me and others that think in a similar fashion that, oh, you guys are tin hat wearers and you're this horrible conspiracy theorist type of guy, and I don't know, you believe in Martians and all this and that. And the ironic thing about all that, when they used to say that, I used to be like, okay. But see, it's not a matter of me saying, I was right all along. It was a matter of me trying to help people and warn people so that maybe we can make plans together so when certain things happen, we have a plan in place so that we can deal with it. But since you got a lot of these smooth brain imbeciles thinking it's a cute talking point and it's a part of a cute little joke to call somebody, a conspiracy theorist. Ha ha, you pointing fingers and stuff like yo, do you realize that the things that we were saying all these years was not to look ultra exotic and exquisite and oh my god, that person is different, look at what they're talking about. No, it was to unite people so that we can plan together in situations where, let's say, the government completely collapses as far as distributing resources out to people to where we can get help, food, basic food to stay alive, water, getting people in this situation, getting people to the right kind of shelter, because it's not just the fire you got to worry about. A lot of times, whether it's a wildfire or a regular fire raging through a home, a lot of times it's not the fire itself that's going to kill you, it's the smoke inhalation that's going to kill you. And then the fire sears the body as you pass out. That's inevitably how that sequence takes place. So back when I was talking about, hey, it's mathematically impossible for us to be alone. I'm just saying, you got all these stars and these different systems, and there's such a high percentage of the ocean that we're unable to go to and explore because what they say, the pressure is like so much down there. Any of the vehicles that we've made to go down there end up getting destroyed. So no human has ever been able to go to the deepest parts of the ocean. Well, if that's the case, and on top of that, they don't really have any unmanned vehicles that they could send down to the deepest parts of the ocean. So we haven't been down there. We haven't been able to see what's down there. So how do we know that there's not a whole civilization of something down there, intelligent life? See, all this time when they would tell us, about UFOs and whatever, Dior bags that they can't explain, and they often leave out we're not even able to explore the deepest parts of the ocean. We don't know what's down there. Then they hit you with these movies like, they hit you with these comic books and movies like Aquaman. And you look at Aquaman and, the whole civilization is down at the bottom of the ocean. Maybe how much is that really fiction? If they tell you the truth right in front of your face and put it in a form of entertainment and have you looking at it like, oh, this is just entertainment, I'm just going to enjoy it and blah, blah, this and that. No, superheroes, they're down to the deepest parts of the ocean. It's a whole civilization down there, a whole city, a whole, what you would call a continent at the bottom of the ocean. Oh, that's pretty cool in this movie. I wonder where that idea came from. And then when people were talking about the Dior bags coming out of the ocean and returning to the ocean after circling around the country, there's nothing to see here. There's nothing nefarious going on. And it's not China. It's not Russia. It's not North Korea. It's not Iran. So, it's nothing to worry about. Nothing nefarious going on. Okay, well, what is it? We don't know. Yeah, okay. So how do we, since you don't know anything, then you don't know if maybe one of these things that cannot be explained might have caused this wildfire. Why are we not talking about that? Why are we not trying to hatch out plans to prepare for something like that? just in case it turns out to be a fact. Because, like a lot of what we were accused of in the past, the last 4+ years during the blue flu, a lot of the things we said, we were shouted down and accused of being conspiracy theorists and not knowing what we're talking about, only to come to 2024 and 2025 realizing, holy crap, those people were right all along. So this is just one more thing, one more seed I'm planting out there based on the patterns and things we've been seeing the last 4 or 5 months. Maybe these wildfires in California have never been a natural occurrence. Maybe something has always been setting them. And I'm not talking about human negligence. Not at all. I am talking about what the Pentagon themselves, that general admitted himself, they don't know what anything is. Okay, fair enough. If that's the case, then you don't know for a fact that these things that you can't explain what they are, where they came from, who they belong to, if anybody, you can't say for a fact that they did not start these wildfires. You don't know that. It's just so much, going on that you can just. And I'll throw another caveat in there. If they did, were they trying to stop us from doing something worse? I mean, there's just so many different directions you can go in with this. And unfortunately, people are out here losing their lives because our elected officials, the people we entrust with protecting us and providing, proper plans in the case of emergency like this, that we can, evacuate on time and be safe and stuff like that. The people we are entrusting, they don't halfway know anything either. Or they choose not to tell us, which makes situations like this worse, because then you start to create a mass panic. And it all stems from not being honest and transparent with the public. And now, unfortunately, you have people losing their lives, and unfortunately, it seems to be no end in sight as far as this fire is concerned. It's still raging on. So right now it's 2 people, but I'm pretty sure, unfortunately, it's going to be more. Much of the Pacific Coast Highway and its iconic homes and landmarks between Will Rogers State Beach, just north of Santa Monica, and Carbon Beach in eastern Malibu, lay in ruins. Large swaths of coastal homes were reduced to smoldering rubble, crumbling onto the beach and into the sea. The rail inn, which the fire overtook on Tuesday night, was only recognizable by its charred and blackened pylon sign. However, some of the area's premier attractions remain standing. The Villa de Leon, just below the Getty Villa, stood relatively unscathed, as did Duke's Malibu. Fire crews continued to battle large structure blazes on both sides of the roadway, including around Los Flores and the Los Angeles County Fire Department Station 70, where a Smokey Bear fire danger extreme today sign stood still. Anyway, I'm I'm going to leave a link to this in the description box down below. You can read it for yourselves. Unfortunately, 2 people have lost their lives in this wildfire. Very unfortunate, very tragic situation going on. My condolences to the family of those individuals. And I'm hoping no more lives are lost and something can be done to put these fires out. So that's all I have for you guys right now. We're going to keep our eyes on this because this is Gen X Media 7, and we give it to you raw, honest, and straightforward. Hit the like button and subscribe. Share this video.